Goldenheart is kind of the, when you saw with Armor On, it was kind of the preface, so it was the warm-up. It was kind of like the warm-up or the trial era where you pick your army, if you may. It's kind of like everybody kind of figuring out how you're going to put on your armor. How are you going to fight this battle? What is the battle going to sound like? Goldenheart is kind of you standing on the front line. It's almost erratic and raw and honest and wild all at the same time, because when you first go into a fight, you're not that skilled. You don't really know what to expect, so a lot of times it leaves you kind of being like, yo, that was intense. And that's kind of what we wanted with this album, is to have a song for every type of genre of music, so that at the end of it you felt like, I don't even know if I liked it, if I loved it, or it just changed me in a way. And that's kind of what you feel when you first fight a battle. You don't know if it was for good or for bad, but you know it changed something in your life that you remember forever. And that's kind of what the beginning of Goldenheart is, and that's what the first album is. It's like a series. So in Blackheart, you'll see when you fight, you lose men in the battle, and then that's a moment that needs to be talked about, because when you lose something, your perspective changes, and sometimes you feel like you may want to stop or turn back. You know what I mean? And it'll still be up. I still will have you moving, but it'll create a space where it makes you feel like, should I go on? But I have to. And then Redemption Heart is after it's all done, when someone says, well, you know, you had to go through the fight to get to this point. It's that celebration of fighting and winning. And even if you lost those along the way who didn't believe or wasn't strong enough to believe, they didn't die, or we didn't lose them in vain, because we've reached this freedom. And that's the series. And so sonically, it'll sound like that. They make fun of me all the time. My team, they call me, they try to even say I'm Maya Angelou, because I be trying to be all deep. I don't try to be deep. It's just I see the world in a different way, and not everybody's going to get that. I always push the limits on how far I could take you. I am very okay and cool with the idea of pushing the boundaries, and if it's uncomfortable, I like to make you uncomfortable, because that means it's something you haven't seen or maybe felt before. There are a few R&B female artists who are independent without a label, and getting a distribution deal and putting themselves out there. It's almost similar to that of like a rap hustle, where you sell your stuff out of a car, and then you may do units, and then labels look at you and then they want to rock with you, or you're getting signed based off of a mixtape. But you've never seen someone with just an EP in R&B, a female, moving units with no features, like nobody co-signing them, you know, without a label, and literally with one producer. So it's something that's just different, and it's not better or than the rest of it. It's just something different. And I think I really want people to get excited about that, because that means that when you're home, anyone who's home now can do this if they have the business sense to do it. It's giving hope to a whole different style of marketing yourself. And I want people to get excited about that, because we're trying things every day. We're breaking down barriers every time.